Okay. How many of you make a whole chicken? How many of you would like to make the best chicken of your life? What you're going to do, you're going to throw your chicken in here, season it up, and put the lid on, and you're going to put this in the oven. When this is done and you lift this lid, all the meat's going to fall off the bone. It's going to be the sweetest, juiciest chicken. Why? Because this lid turns this into a clay baker. Now, you know the brand Le Creuset? You know what that is? That brand, all their pieces are ceramic inside and out. What ours does, and there's nothing wrong with that, but what ours does, this lid turns this into a clay baker because the inside of our baker is stoneware, so this helps in the baking performance. So when you throw a chicken in here, it's going to baste in its own juice. Did you ever put tin foil over something and you get all that moisture, all the beads? That doesn't happen in here. It just keeps recirculating. Now, how does balsamic chicken sound to you? So good. I'm going to give you this easy recipe. You take 3 peppers, a red, yellow, orange pepper. You slice it up thin and you lay it on the bottom of the baker. Then you take chicken parts, so a whole chicken cut into 8ths, and you take the skin off and you lay the parts on top of the peppers. Then you take about a half a cup of balsamic vinegar, pour it on top, put the lid on, and throw it in the oven on 375 for an hour and a half. Do you know what happens when it's done and you lift the lid? Parade. Banners, streamers, symbols, things happen. Kids are running, screaming, you can not believe what's going on. It's actually a Weight Watcher recipe because there's nothing fattening going on here. You have the skin off. It turns kind of into a reduction because of that balsamic. It's delicious. I throw it right over yellow Goya rice. That's what they eat in my house. Everyone's sucking their fingers dry. They are very happy. You can make a meatloaf in here. You can make a chicken in here. You can make a baked ziti in here. I could do an apple crisp in here. I could throw a ton of potatoes in here. I can make a chocolate cake in here in the microwave. This is for the oven and for the microwave. It's not for your cooktop. But tonight, what we're going to do, I'm going to make a pasta recipe in here. I'm going to make a Bruschetta pasta. It takes 16 minutes, and I swear if the world ends tomorrow, we are dying happily. You will not believe how good this tastes. So what I did, I opened up 1 box of regular spaghetti, broke it in half, and I threw it in here. 2 cans of chicken broth. How many of you have this can opener? Okay. How many of you have the can opener that has the rusty, gunky thing going on? Everybody has that until they go to a Pampered Chef show. That little mechanism touches everything that you open. So if you open your tuna fish and you open your chickpeas and you open whatever, it's always touching that, and that does not go in the dishwasher. That's why everyone has that stuff going on. This is never going to touch your food. Do not do this. Don't do that. That is not how this one works. You are going to do this. It kind of is like a magnet. You're going to twist and look. I'm like a magician. Isn't that amazing? So you just sit it on top. They're laughing, Michelle.
They're going to listen.
They're encouraging me. This is the best can opener, and I'm telling you, even if you don't cook, you better buy this because it's a standard thing to have in your house. You never know when there's going to be another storm. Okay, when it's done, you just twist back the opposite way. It releases. Now look, this looks like a little birdie there, a little piece here. I'm going to just grab this and look. And you could go like that. Only kidding. Get them laughing. So it sits on top, and again, look at this. Don't you think that's amazing? All right, we're going to go all the way around. So you can tell your host to get these ingredients that cost like nothing. This is dinner in a dash. That's what I call the show, dinner in a dash. Is that a nice theme? I like when we sit back there. So we're going to dump this in like that. Whoops. Just Pampered, not perfect. Okay. I'm going to put this in the microwave for 8 minutes. We have fun at Ed Drop. Get that? Okay. Thank you. After 8 minutes, we're going to give a zhuzh. We're going to mix it up. and then we're going to put it back in for another 8 minutes, and we're going to eat right after that. Okay? Isn't that amazing?
I'm going to put the bruschetta on.
You're not rushing me, are you?
No.
Okay. Just checking. Now, see this? This goes faster than people that drive in Florida. The manual food processor. I cannot live without this. I am on Weight Watchers on Mondays only. That is the day that I do my egg white omelets. I throw my little baby spinach in here, some red pepper in here, put it on, pump it up, ready to go, and I do my egg whites. You can do, if you make egg salad, 4 hard-boiled eggs, put it in here, done. Vegetable tuna fish, throw it all in, and fresh bruschetta, mango confetti salsa. I have a recipe for that. I could give it all to you. This is in place of your big Cuisinart that's up in your closet collecting dust, and it has directions and attachments. Leave it there. Just let it stay. Don't ever take it out again. I love this baby. How this and this are different? How many of you had a food chopper? Onions, nuts, olives, chicken. The difference between this and this blends things together. Okay? So if I was doing carrots, I would do this. This is kind of longer. If I was blending a bunch of things, making bruschetta, continue to look like this through the whole process. You don't get to sweat. So that's the manual food processor. Now, when you're using tomatoes, it's so funny with the pizza, you want firm plum tomatoes. When we're making this bruschetta, you want them overripe and a little soft.
Basil first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just trying to give me instructions. Okay. Well, we just want to do this first. This is the way I do it. Oh, so fresh basil. How many of you have a junk drawer at home? Anybody? How many of you have 2 junk drawers in your kitchen? If you take out your scissors and you're trying to open up your boiling bag of rice, and on those scissors are glue and glitter and sparkles and syrup and everything else, do me a favor, don't share your kitchen scissors with your children's arts and crafts projects. I like to call these the mommy shears. These are their professional shears. They're extremely sharp. It will cut right through the chicken bone. You can cut pizza with this. You can cut your herbs with this. I have some fresh basil in here, and this is the way you cut up your herbs. Isn't that amazing? How many of you, did you all know that? I learned that when I signed up as a pampered chef. This is what you do. So I'm going to chop this up ahead of time. Isn't that amazing? This is another must for the kitchen, okay? And they're just for you, nobody else. Now the tomatoes, what I'm going to do, if they're firm, they're not going to work so well. But guess what? I'm going to just cut them up. I'm going to just cut them up a little small because I want them to actually work, okay? So we're going to cut. These knives are gorgeous, and I always say they have a lifetime warranty, so you're going to have to throw them in the will because the kids are going to be fighting over them. So make sure you get yourself a really good knife. We have so many different ones that I want to split my wrist. But anyway, I'm going to get into the knives in 1 second. I'm going to throw these tomatoes in. You can use about 3 or 4 tomatoes. Isn't this amazing? It's so much more fun than a popsicle party. Depends on what town you live in. Before you say that. All right, we're going to put that on here. So if you find that it's not working, pretend it is. How difficult that is. It's just because they weren't as fun. Okay? I'm going to put some basil in here now. Look, throw that in there. Oh, it smells so good. And I'm going to put a 1/3 of a cup of olive oil. Does it look like I know how to cook? Yeah. And this is my favorite gadget in the world. How many of you have this garlic slicer? Okay, listen. If you make a pizza, if you saw, I used it earlier, if you need to mince your garlic, you're going to use our garlic press. That's going to spray it right out. But if you are sauteing vegetables, let's say you ever throw garlic into hot oil and it gets brown right away, it's too bitter. You don't want to do that. So you want to slice your garlic really thin. It's much more mild and sweeter that way. So they came out with this. There's one recipe I make in my house. I just do garlic and oil and broccoli. I boil up some pasta. When the pasta is done, I dump it into my skillet. We mix it all up. You have dinner. Pasta, garlic, oil, broccoli, and I throw shredded mozzarella cheese on it. The family is extremely happy that night. I peeled up garlic ahead of time, and I'm going to throw some cloves right in here so you can see. You ready? Oh my God. And we're just going to slice this up. I know.
Yeah.
Is that amazing? Do you like a lot of garlic?
Yeah.
Okay.
How much basil did you use?
It doesn't matter. Just we don't know. It doesn't matter.
Wash and measure.
Tomatoes, garlic, third cup of olive oil, and basil. Just look at this mess. Okay? This messy mess is going to taste like the happiest place on earth. You're starting to smell things? Okay. We're going to get ready for our little zhuzh. Do you see I have two here? I have one there. I cannot live without these. Now you guys are going to learn this in your house with our tools. When you are using the stuff that you love, that's what you're going to sell the most of. These, I touch them, I think, at every single meal. When you entertain, you cannot have enough of these. These are great for tossing your salad, serving the salad, flipping your cutlets, taking the corn and the cob out of the hot water, using it for pasta, using it for salad. Did I say that already? And you know what I love? They stay like this in the drawer. How many of you have the ones in the drawer? Everybody does. These are magical. You squeeze them, you turn them upside down, and they open. Squeeze them, turn them up, and they stay closed. Isn't that amazing? Tell me you wouldn't have spent $436 already from it. This is what happens. People want to buy things, and I don't feel that I'm being a pushy salesperson. You are just creating that desire. If I just said these are really nice tongues, people are not going to know. So you're going to give 2 or 3 things. Ideas on how they can use them. Okay, we're going to give a zhuzh. Here it comes. At the 8-minute mark, we take it out and put it on for another 8 minutes. We're going to put that whole mixture right on top, and then we're going to kill it with some Parmesan cheese, and it is the most delicious thing. Now, Michelle, when she makes this at her show, she grills up chicken on her grill pan, and that's how she gets into her cookware. We're not going to do that tonight, but she'll grill up the chicken, slice it up, and throw it into that pasta dish. You can tell your host to have grilled shrimp, or you can just tell your guests. This is another option. If you want that protein, that's just something that you can do. Pull it out. What are we going to do now, guys? They're listening. Just going to mix it up. See how beautiful? Put the lid back on. Back in.